The Miami Dolphins took another twist today in their offseason journey, one that you may not have seen coming. In a surprising shuffle of the roster, the team just welcomed Daniel Brunskill, a versatile and seasoned defensive lineman. But just as quickly as one arrived, another saw his Miami dreams cut short, as quarterback Brett Gabbert was let go. And the surprises didn't stop there. The Dolphins also announced they're putting Liam Eichenberg and Darren Waller on the physically unable to perform list and Ifeatu Melifonwu on the non-football injury list. So here we are again, Dolphins fans. Another day, another shakeup, another moment to pause and wonder, what exactly are they plotting over there in Miami Gardens? Now, Daniel Brunskill, there's a name that's bounced around the league a bit, right? Not exactly the kind of player who headlines sports magazines, but certainly the kind who keeps your quarterback upright and your running backs happy. Brunskill isn't some rookie trying to prove his worth. He's seasoned, battle-tested, someone who's been in the trenches long enough to know exactly what he's doing. He's played across almost every spot on the line, from center to right guard, and even dabbling in tackle positions. The Dolphins needed depth, needed strength, needed a reliable hand, and Brunskill is exactly the guy who fits that mold. Think about it. 92 games, 66 of them starts. Those numbers might feel like a blur at first glance, but here's the thing, they tell a story. Brunskill's journey began quietly enough. Undrafted out of San Diego State, he spent time bouncing on and off practice squads. Yet somehow, he clawed his way into relevance. Isn't that exactly the kind of grit and resilience we're always saying the Dolphins need? Maybe this is exactly the signing that, a month from now, we'll look back at as quietly brilliant. But what about Brett Gabbert, the quarterback whose name carries weight, but also shadows, the brother of NFL veteran Blaine Gabbert? Brett signed just a few months back as an undrafted hopeful, a quarterback out of Miami, Ohio, whose stats, while impressive at college level, didn't quite translate to the pros, at least not fast enough. It's harsh, isn't it? To watch dreams dashed almost before they even begin. Miami doesn't wait around, and perhaps that's a message. Maybe Gabbert was simply the wrong player at the wrong time, a casualty of a numbers game. Or maybe the Dolphins see something else coming, a different future at quarterback, a plan still waiting to unfold. And speaking of uncertain futures, let's talk Liam Eichenberg for a moment. For seasons in Miami, always on the field somewhere, versatile enough to slide between positions, from left tackle to right guard to center. And yet, something hasn't quite clicked yet, has it? Eichenberg's now placed on the physically unable to perform list, another hurdle for a player who's been fighting to cement his place. Does this move indicate concern from the team, or is it merely caution? Miami's offensive line is always in flux, constantly shifting, searching, adjusting. Eichenberg represents both promise and frustration. You've got to wonder, how patient can the Dolphins afford to be? Then there's Darren Waller, the man who was supposed to become a cornerstone, arguably the biggest splash of Miami's recent moves. Acquired just earlier this month, Waller carries expectations as large as his towering 6'6" frame. Yet here we are, already talking about him being sidelined, placed on the physically unable to perform list. Is Miami concerned, or is this just routine caution for a player who, when healthy, has the potential to redefine the Dolphins' offense? Let's slow down for a second, because Darren Waller isn't just another player. This is someone who, not long ago, was one of the league's most feared tight ends. He's been a Pro Bowler. He's hauled in passes for over 4,000 yards. And let's not kid ourselves, Miami didn't trade for him to watch him sit out. The stakes are high, expectations massive, but the Dolphins are playing the long game. The real question now is, how soon can he get back on the field and change Miami's entire offensive identity? Meanwhile, there's Ifeatu Melifonwu. He's another name floating beneath the headlines, but worthy of attention. Miami signed him just a few months back, and suddenly he's sidelined with a non-football injury. Melifonwu's NFL career has been modest, yet impactful enough to catch attention. Stints with Detroit that included playoff experience and valuable defensive snaps. Yet again, we're left with questions. Miami obviously sees potential in him, but will this latest setback derail his shot at making a difference? Or is this merely a minor speed bump in what could be a solid Dolphins tenure? Look, these moves aren't simple. There's always more beneath the surface. Miami's front office isn't making decisions lightly. Every cut, every signing, every move to injured lists means something. Sometimes, it feels like a game of chess being played quietly behind closed doors. Are they reshuffling their offensive line because they finally recognize their past weaknesses? Or is the Brunskill signing simply insurance, a precaution, just in case?